I'm Joanna.
And I'm Damon.
And today we're going to review this ceiling fan that was sent to us to test out. Note that this is the one without the light.
Alright, so first we already unboxed everything. You want to make sure that you have everything that you're supposed to have. So first is the mounting bracket, which is the thing that attaches to your ceiling. You have the canopy, your screws, then you have your down rod. So you have a 5-inch and a 10-inch. Now, depending on what you want a shorter fan or the longer one, you would have to take this off. There's a screw here that you would just unscrew and then take this little pin out at the bottom, and this will slide off. Just make sure when you're putting it on the bigger one that you have, there's 3 holes at the top. That's where this will go, because there's a screw that screws into this little hole right here.
So you get a choice between the 5 and the 10.
Correct. So then you have your motor, your leaf fork, your blades.
So your blades have 2 colors. One is the lighter brown, and then you can choose the white side if you wanted to.
And the next thing you should have is your decorative covers. This is what attaches to like your blades. Then you have your receiver for your remote. It has a black and white cable. This is what attaches to your ceiling, the wires. These 3 right here will actually attach to the motor. You just match them up. And then you have your remote.
And then this is like the bottom cover.
Yeah, that's the bottom cover. Once you have your bracket installed,
you have to put the 5-inch rod this way, right?
Through the canopy.
And then place this little
York cover
here. And then you're gonna thread
your wires through.
Right. And it's gonna have top, I guess. Right, you do that part, and we're gonna bring it all the way down. And line everything up down here.
So there's holes that this will go into. You'll have to loosen these screws up right here, so that you'll be able to manipulate it to line the holes up. But it'll go straight through. This is how the rod will connect to the motor.
Yeah, we don't have to tighten this down yet.
So you can when you're done. Once that's installed, yeah. That way you don't get that random shaking that some fans get.
And then I'm going to push this down to cover it up. And so you just have this right now.
Alright. So the hardest part about this would be putting this in. This is the hardest part of this install, really. Oh yeah, so it's almost like you want the flat part of the receiver at the top, and then the one that has a lump where the rod is at.
Right. And then everything else is really just putting the fan onto the motor at the bottom, right?
Yep, so you'll have your leaf forks. So at the bottom, you have your screws. The leaf forks, you have up on it. So you want that facing up, like towards your ceiling. They'll go, not the screws right next to each other, but the ones furthest apart. So you have 2 screws that are together, and then 2 screws that are apart. They will go on the apart, just like that.
That's it, right?
Yeah, and then you put your blades on here, probably. Yeah, depending on what way you want them, what color you want. Just line the 3 holes up, just like that, on the side that you don't want showing.
Alright guys, this is what it looks like when it's finally all the way up, and I'm actually very pleasantly surprised because this is a great addition to my home gym. So I just wanted to show you how the remote works. So it does have an all-off button. That's if this came with the light. And then you have the light on and off, which we won't be using. Right in the middle is how you would turn the fan off. So there is 6 settings. It goes all the way from 1 through 6. So I'm going to turn it on to 1. And it does make a beep, and it takes a little time to start up, but then it will start up. And it has a nice breeze. So what's really cool about this is instead of going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can actually press this button, and that's the highest speed. And again, it beeps, and then it takes a little time for it to kind of speed up. So now I'm just going to press this off button. And there's an F and an R here. That means that this can go forward or reverse. So I thought that was a really cool function. So I think it was going forward, so I'll press reverse. So you always hear a beep, and then you can press like 1, and you'll see that it goes the other way. All right. Other functions that it does have is you can set it for 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hours. So again, I'm pretty happy. This is a great addition to my gym. So if you're in the market for a new ceiling fan, this is the one I would recommend.